Hello students, this is Ranjana ma'am and you are watching mine as well as your channel. And in the community post I had asked your opinion as to what you would want me to upload, and you told me, many of you gave your own opinion. Some of you told ma'am phrasal verb and prepositions, some of you told ma'am prepositions, some of you said verbs, tenses, some of you asked for essays. So some said transformation, some said narration. But among them I found that the demand for the tenses and the prepositions were the most. And of course, the most important thing in English, to master English, is a knowledge of tense and especially verbs. Without verbs, you cannot form a sentence. Without verb, you cannot speak. Without verb, you cannot write your essays. Whatever you do, verb is the most indispensable part of English. Because whatever we do, we say verbs. Of course, they are verbs, whether it is a state verb, whether it is an action verb, verbs. And in verbs, what is the most important thing? Tenses. Then comes your voice. Again verbs. Then comes your agreement of the subject, where most of you make mistake, whether it should be a single or a plural verb. So your knowledge of verb and especially tenses. If you sit for any exam, the examiners take a very serious note if there is a mistake in your tenses, if there is an error in your tenses. ICSC, ISC, regional board, whatever it is the competitive exams, the IELTS, wherever. So whether IELTS or whether your class 10 or class 12, whichever exam you are sitting for, you have to be very careful about your verbs. And verbs and tenses, they are as if, tenses are as if a part of the verb. Because tenses tell you about the time of the verb, when the verb took place. I am, present tense. I was, past tense. I will, I shall, future tense. So by the time you see the video, and I assure you, you will have grasped the tenses in your grip. Like we say na, kar lo dunya mutti mein, it is like kar lo tenses mutti mein. And you all will be saying, yes, Ranjana ma'am has taught us so nicely. After this we will never get our tenses wrong. I have that confidence, and I know you will also agree. Anyway, so, but before I start, you know what is coming? If you have not subscribed to my channel up till now, please do. And don't forget to press the like button. Students, I'm close to my 100k. So yes, I need your support. And I'm sure you're going to help me. Though it is now, for the recent times, with no exams close by, it is going a bit slow. But still, I bank on your support. So let's start. So what does the word tense mean? This tense which has given you so much tension. So what does tense mean? Tense means time. So as I told you earlier also, I am, present tense. I was, past tense. I shall or I will, future tense. Okay, so three tenses. One branch, suppose tense is the tree and three branches. These are the main branches. And in the middle is of course the present tense and the past tense and the future tense. Though in modern English we have found that present tense and past tense is more in vogue. Future tense is becoming a bit obsolete, a bit archaic, means future tense is less being used. Present and past are the two main tenses, but when you are learning it, yes, then you'll have to consider the three tenses. Especially in spoken, you will find most often we use the present tense and the past tense, but the future tense very remotely we use it. So anyway, suppose I told you tense is the big fat tree and three major branches, and the main one is the present tense. Present tense tells you of what is happening, of the present time. And present tense, suppose, has 1, 2, 3, 4 small branches. The main branch, present tense, having 4 offshoots. One is the simple present, then, or we can call it present indefinite also. Then comes the present continuous. The third one is your present perfect, and the fourth one, present perfect continuous. So 4 branches, sub branches you can say. Main branch is that present tense and 4 sub branches coming. So what is simple present? Suppose I say I teach. I am teaching, so I teach. I teach English. Teach. This is your simple present tense. What does it mean? That the verb will be in its root form. Teach is the verb. So in simple present tense, you will find the verb in its root form. That means teach, and it can also change a little with the subject, depending upon the subject. So simple present tense will have 2 forms. Teach, teaches. Play, plays. Go, goes. So when do we use the main verb in the root form? That is what we call V1. The verb in its root form is V1, that we use in the simple present tense form, verb 1. So remember the pronouns singular and plural, I and we. I go, we go. Second or first person, I go, we go. Second person, you. You for singular also you go. You for plural also you go. Third person, singular number, he, she, it goes. This is where the tense, it goes a little bit of change. Instead of go, what do we write? Goes. And again they, third person plural number, they go. So this is the simple present tense form. Subject, and then comes your verb. Verb 1, that means in its root form. So when do we use it? He goes, I go, I teach. So we use it to denote the present times. Yes, I am teaching, I teach. This is my profession. I teach. He goes to school by bus. So he went yesterday, he goes now, he will go tomorrow. So most often simple present is used for habitual actions. And I told you the form. And not only that, we use it for universal truths, like the sun rises in the east. Rises. You can't say the sun rose in the east. That would mean that the sun doesn't rise in the east anymore. So now you understood that for habitual actions, that for universal truths, we use the simple present tense. The simple present tense denotes something which is a fact, which has been done in the past, is being done now, and will be done in future. Simple present, I told you the form. It's so easy. Then comes the second branch of the simple present tense. Then present continuous. So the very name continuous gives you an idea. Continuous means the action is continuing. It has not ended. Like I am teaching. So I am teaching. The verb plus ing. Verb 1, that is the main verb teach plus an ing. So what is it? The subject I am plus verb 1 and then ing. I am teaching. I am writing. I am talking. So present continuous, and this gives you the idea that an action is continuing. It has not ended. It has not been completed. Fine. So I, or if we use we, I am teaching, we are teaching, we are listening, we are talking, we are watching, we are dancing, we are singing. So when it is plural, we add are. We are plus the verb plus ing. We are. And then suppose it is you, then what do we say? We again use are. You are watching. We never say you is, even if it is a singular you. Even if you means tum, then also we use you are. Or tum log, that means the plural you, then also we use you are. Then we come to the third person singular number. In that case, he is, she is, and then the verb 1 plus ing. He is listening, he is talking, he is playing. Okay, and when we come to the third person plural number, they are playing, they are studying, they are watching a movie, they are watching TV. So present continuous gives you an idea that a thing is continuing. Okay, so now we come to the third branch of the present tense. Third branch of the present tense. What is it? Present perfect. This is also present tense. So don't think present tense means that there has to be an action going on. Present perfect means an action just completed. And what is the format? It will have has or have. You will have either has or have, and then the past participle form of the verb. What is the past participle? Past participle is the third form of the verb, V3. Present tense, V1. Past tense, V2. Past participle, V3. So go, V1, went, V2, gone, V3. So in this form, present perfect form or the past perfect form, or in the passive voice, the past participle is in great demand. It is not an independent verb. The past participle needs either has or have or had or an auxiliary verb before it. You know what an auxiliary verb is? Auxiliary verb means a helping verb. It is not an independent verb. Like I have done my homework. I have done. I plus have plus V3. I have done my homework. Have done. Done cannot be used independently. You will have to bring an auxiliary before it. So in present continuous, and when do you use the present continuous? The present continuous is used when we get an idea of an action which has just been completed, and there are some words also which help you to locate or which gives you a clue, like my father dash just returned, or my father dash just and dash, and you are given the verb return. So what to do? What tense to put? Just is the clue. Just means it has to be present perfect and nothing else. Recently, just, These are some adverbs which give you the clue that the answer will be in the present perfect. He has just gone out. My father has just returned. I have just completed my homework. So, have plus the past participle form of the verb. And what do we call it? Immediate past, means an action which has just been completed. Don't think an action has been completed, oh chalo, this will be a past tense. No, not that. Just a completion of something doesn't give you the idea of a verb in the past tense. Immediate past is what we call this. That means an action just been completed. And then the fourth branch or the sub branch of the present tense. And what is it? Present perfect continuous. That means it has a little of the present perfect, it has a little of the present continuous, and together it has become present perfect continuous. And what is the form? Have is there because present perfect. Have been and then an ing verb. That means have been doing, have been writing, have been playing, have been reading. And if it is a third person singular number, then it will be has been. It has been raining, she has been crying. So, when do you use the present perfect continuous? Present perfect continuous is used to denote an action that had begun in the past and is still continuing. When it is continuing now and it gives you an idea of present tense, it is happening now, then we use present continuous. Like it is raining now. But if it has started, the action has started in the past tense, but still it is continuing. So this is the difference between present continuous and present perfect continuous. Action started earlier but continuing even now. The sense of continuity is still here, but started in the past. So he has been reading a book, or he has been, the baby has been crying since morning. So his action started long time back and it is still continuing. It has been raining for the last few days. For the last few days. So the raining started some days back and it is still continuing. I have been learning French for the last 2 months. 2 months ago I started my learning and I have not yet completed it. It is still continuing. So this is your present tense. Okay, so I won't burden you with too much in one video. I'll give you the present tense in this one, then I'll move to my part 2 which will be past tense, and I'll move to the part 3 which will be future. Present and past are the most important ones. And future, of course, we need to know for the sake of our answering. Answering our exams, we need to have knowledge of the future as in the same way as in the present or in the past. We need to have the same knowledge of the future tense as we need the knowledge of the present and the past tense. Okay, so this is for today, and I'll be back with my past tense in my next video. And yes, don't forget this. Have a happy week.